I'd like to introduce you now to Phil Burress with Citizens for Community Values in Cincinnati, Ohio. Phil, welcome.
Thank you, Stuart. It's always a pleasure
Yeah.
to be a Focus on the Family.
Tell me a little bit about your organization, where your bases are, how many people work with you, that kind of thing.
Well, we're based in Cincinnati as our home office, but we have an office in Columbus, Ohio, which is our state capital. We have 2 lobbyists that work there. We have been in existence now for 24 years. We started as a result of the Billy Graham crusade in 1977. Billy Graham came to town, and the pastors all came together to make that a successful event. And they did not want it to end there. They said, we need to do something. And they continued to meet and discuss the problems. And they said, pornography is destroying our families. And, here we're talking about 1980. And we need to do something about it. So in 1983, Citizens for Community Values was birthed as a result of that movement. And we've been growing since then. So now we have 8 full-time staff. And we are statewide. We have donors and supporters in all 88 counties. And, our work's cut out for us because Ohio, as you know, is a very political state, too, because the presidential candidates are very interested in that. And a lot of people may remember that in 2004, Ohio was the one that put George Bush over the top. And a lot of people said, the Boston Globe said that it was a result of the marriage amendment, which we chaired and put on the ballot. And with the help of Focus on the Family and Family Research Council and ADF all working together. And that's what I'm really excited about. I've been president since 1991, Stuart. And what really excites me, because my background is in organizing, is the fact that how all the groups are working together now and how we're helping each other to accomplish our goals. This is new. This is brand new. This is, in the last 2 or 3 years, has just really materialized. And we're so excited to be a partner associated with Focus on the Family and Family Research Council. And so we're excited about the future. I know people say that the culture's falling apart around us, but you know what? If you're a Christian, this is the time to be excited because there's a lot of difference that we can make in our community.
Tell me about some of the other issues that you deal with on a regular basis. What's important in Ohio?
Well, we have several issues. One of the things, going back to the pornography issue, was the fact that many of the major hotels today are dealing with hardcore pornography. And it's pay-per-view. I mean, major hotels like Marriott and Hilton, they're offering hardcore pornogaphy. And rather than curse in the darkness, we wanted to approach it from a positive perspective. So we created a website called cleanhotels.com. I'll get to that in a minute about the Ohio Election Central. But anyway, it was www.cleanhotels.com. And what we did was we surveyed all the hotels in America twice to find out which ones were selling pornography and which ones weren't. So now people can go to cleanhotels.com and they can actually book their room there. So we're very excited about that. Another one dealing with education, voter registration, is dealing with the website Ohio Election Central. And what we've done there is that in every election now, we question every candidate that's running for public office. Last year was more than 13,000 candidates. And people go into the website. It's very highly technical. And we've been able to accomplish this whereby they can put in their zip code and they can pull up their ballot. So keeping people engaged in the culture and keeping them aware of what's going on in their busy lives is our job. So they can go to our webpage, they can receive our emails, the many different ways that we communicate with them to tell them what they can do. We found that people, early on, when we first started our organization, we found out that people didn't want to know a whole lot about what the problems were. And it wasn't because they didn't care, it was because they didn't know what to do about it. So if people find out what they can do about the problem, then they become engaged. So we have a mailing list and a database now that's close to 500,000.
Wow.
And so, and we're on radio stations. We're on 11 radio stations daily across the state of Ohio. So, and working with and learning from the other family policy councils, I can't tell you where we would be now if it wasn't for borrowing ideas from our friends. So we're really excited about the efforts of working together on these social issues.
I know because of the nature of the work that you do, you've been called about every name in the book. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you in this fight?
Well, it's because it's the right thing to do. I mean, I was raised as a Christian in a Christian home. And at the age of 14, I found a pornographic magazine, even though I was going to church 3 times a week. And I became a porn addict. And by the time I was 16, I was driving to downtown Cincinnati, when at that time there were several adult bookstores and porn stores. There was Larry Flint's Home. And I got hooked, and it lasted for 25 years. And I was away from the Lord for that period of time. And then in September 6, 1980, I came back to the Lord and gave my heart to Him and said, you know, I've been a problem for all these years, and now I need to work to try to solve these problems, because now I'm looking at four daughters and 2 stepchildren. I've got 8 grandsons, and that's really what motivates me, because I don't want them to fall into the trap and into the snares that are out there that are seducing our children. And there's more now than there was when I was a child, so our work is really cut out for us.
Bill, thank you for sharing with us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.